I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Kevin Dunlap. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
It's going absolutely wonderful here.
Oh, wonderful. What part of the world are you in right now?
I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada.
All right. And which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
Well, I'm also a fellow podcaster, and
Yeah.
and I believe that's how we did it. So thank you for reaching out.
You're welcome. Podcaster family podcaster. Tell us about your podcast, please, Kevin.
Sure. I actually just launched my second season. The name of the show is called Life's Little Lessons. And in this season, I'm actually interviewing other entrepreneurs. And the whole topic of the show is to talking with these entrepreneurs is to show other entrepreneurs who are either wanting to scale their business or actually even get started with a business, some of the challenges, some of the successes that other people have had as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, so important. Storytelling, story sharing, story connecting. So who did you learn this skill from?
The podcasting I just started doing about a year ago after attending a local meetup chapter. However, the lessons that I'm teaching is actually coming from years and years of either doing my own businesses or actually doing a lot of stuff in the personal growth and the personal development field.
What has been your path for personal growth that you found most effective?
It's just being open-minded, being open to new ways of doing things, and you don't always have to keep doing the same thing the same way all the time. There's always being open to messages from other people and to just be able to change whenever you need to.
Yeah, it's like course correcting, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's always about course correcting, yes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I thought you had to not course correct and just be stubborn. So if you're hitting your head against the wall, you continue to hit your head. Oh, there's blood. No, you continue to hit your head. But definitely course correction is so important. That being said, why will you continue to repeat this skill of both podcasting, but as well as filling your cup through personally developing?
Because I feel that there is always room for growth. There's always room to always improve yourself. And I know for myself personally, when I started becoming aware of the whole personal development field, that's when it really opened up my eyes. Like, oh my gosh, there's so much more out there. So I know I would never learn it all. And once I feel like I have learned it all, then it's time for me to make another course correction and do something a little bit differently.
That's wonderful. What's been your favorite part of your podcast? Intro, outro, or just the middle of it? Yeah.
It's actually reconnecting with other entrepreneurs. I've got a number of people that are scheduled to be on the show, and just hearing the challenges that they may have had and how they overcame those challenges, and how I can learn from their mistakes or learn from their lessons, so I can just improve myself better, and hopefully the audience that is listening in, they will also get the same kind of feedback or the same kind of information.
Yeah, sounds like fun, Kevin. Well, Kevin, tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
I'm actually continuing to grow myself, either by books that I'm reading or audiobooks that I'm listening to, other podcasts. I do attend a lot of different classes. So a lot of that is all about just continuing to be open to receiving new material.
So how does it make you feel? The two sides, right? So there's the beginning and the ending of that, I guess. The part where you have to get the information and the part where you're putting the information into action. How does it make you feel on the two sides of the spectrum?
It makes me feel great because sometimes I look at it when I'm taking these classes that, oh my gosh, I've been so ignorant from not implementing these before. However, on the flip side, it's like, okay, now what can I do differently? What can I do tomorrow or even today that would improve either my life or the life of people that I know?
That's wonderful. So suggest to someone out there that's listening, why they should even consider doing what you've done by the continuous learning.
Well, they can actually achieve whatever they want if they're really open-minded to it and open to feedback and open to to growth, then they can achieve whatever it is they want. And that doesn't matter if it's relationship, business, finances, or what have you.
Amazing audience. We are live with Kevin Dunlap. Again, he is the podcast host of Life's Little Lessons. Do check that out. Kevin, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Kevin, what is your earliest childhood memory?
That's interesting that you asked that, because every once in a while I'll go back and relive or rethink about this memory. And I don't know how old I was, but I was still in the crib. I remember standing up in the crib, watching my little brother crawling around on the floor. And he's a year and 3 months younger than me. And I remember my mom picking up my little brother and putting him into the crib with me, which I did not like. I didn't want to share my crib with him.
So why do you think this memory is so clear?
I don't know, because it's my earliest childhood memory, and I don't remember the things before or after it all that much. I guess it's because, I guess in that case I wasn't wanting to share my own bed space with somebody else. So yeah.
Tell me about plentiful perspectives, please, before I ask to give the interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind.
Well, plentiful perspectives is actually was based upon there's always multiple stories or multiple perspectives to any given situation. As I usually say, if something happens between two people, there's person A's perspective, or there's person B's perspective, and there's person C that wasn't even there, their perspective. So what this is about is keeping your mind open to other possibilities and other ways of looking at things.
Okay. Well, I just got chilled there. Just the idea then. Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Sure.
I love the idea of the exact three perspectives that you just expressed there in your earliest childhood memory. Like there was your perspective, there was your brother's perspective, and there was your mother's perspective. And it's just fascinating how at that time you actually saw that, right? In a nutshell, if you would, in a snap of a moment. And I mean, you aren't able to understand how your brother felt or your mother felt unless you ask the questions, right? But you, in that scenario, you can definitely see that there are three perspectives, plentiful perspectives, yeah?
Yes, there's quite a few of them. That's
It's amazing how it connects, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
And that's funny you asked me that as well, because I was born in 1967, so this would be 1979, 1980. And one of my first pieces of music I bought was the soundtrack to the movie Flash Gordon, which was the song that was sung by the band Queen at the time. So any songs by Queen, like Another One Bites the Dust, the Bohemian Rhapsody, all of those had just came out right in that time frame.
Love it. All right. Well, Kevin, we have arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Kevin?
Yes, I am.
Kevin, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes, I have.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
I do not.
Do you believe in God?
Yes, but more from a spiritual perspective.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Absolutely.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yes.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Right around 8 hours a day.
All right, Kevin, after 1,001 conversations in 3 months, I came up with a reflective self-discovery workbook. The idea being that you answer questions. The name of it is called Yours, Your Own Unique Real Self. You answer questions that help you to connect to a deeper path, if you would, to understand your own unique real statement, your mission, if you would. If you, Kevin, had to share with us your own unique real statement that represents who you are, what would you say that is?
That was actually a quote said by Zig Ziglar, and he said, "If you can dream it, you can achieve it."
Love it. You know, it's like I'm hearing him saying it in my mind. Kevin, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Just be open-minded and always look at things from more than one perspective.
Love it. Kevin Dunlap, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition the signs and symptoms and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.